Hey guys, I'm getting this started. I don't know if any of you are on here yet. Let me shrink my screen. Just give me a couple minutes. Sorry, I should have done this before, but oh well. So during this training, if you want to join me in the event on our page, I will answer any questions that you've put on there. And then you can ask any questions as I'm going, see if you want me to go into more detail about anything. So it looks like Kathy and Kim put questions. So I will get to those last. But comment if you're here or post in the event page. So I know that you're here. But I will get started. Okay. So tonight I wanted to show you guys about follow-up because I've been wanting to make a video on this for a while. So I kind of combined some ideas of what I saw on a couple of blogs for direct sales in a couple different places. And I just didn't really find a system I liked. For a while I tried an Excel sheet, I tried a notebook, sticky notes, a planner, note cards. I tried a lot of things. I tried paying for stuff, and I just was not good about being consistent with follow-up. And so this is my handy dandy follow-up binder. It took me probably an hour to get all the materials, get it all set up, but it's pretty easy. So I'm going to show you guys how it works, and then if you have any questions, just post in the event, and I will make sure to answer them. So these, I'll show you those later. So I just got, I think it's 2-inch binder. I got a full circle ring like this because I'm picky on binders, and I don't like the ones that are flat on the side of the rings. And then inside, so you can see it like this. I got, here, back here might show you a little bit easier. I got these little divider things, and I wrote all the dates on them of each month. So I got 12 of those dividers, and I put each month on it. So right now we're in January. So see how the pink says January? And then I have 12 of these little pocket folder dudes like this. So they're like the pocket folder tabs. And then on the sides of those, I wrote week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. And then I have just like 2 or 3 week 5s just for the months that have 5 weeks in them. And so as you can see, I have 5 weeks in January. So this is my little January tab. I have 5 weeks there. This is my February month tab. I have 4 weeks in February. And then in March, I have my 4-week folders. And then it goes to April all the way to December. And then I have a little pocket back here for extra forms. And that's about it. That's really all you need to get it set up. So 12 dividers for your months, and then 12 pocket folders for week 1 through 4 for 3 different months. And now I'm going to show you how it works. So I made these little sheets. Actually, it might help to show you on this. I made these little sheets. This is the front is their contact info. So I have their name, phone number, and I'll post this to our group. But their name, their phone number if they want me to text or call them, their email if I've added them to my FISB, like the automated email service I use, their shipping address, if I'm Facebook friends with them, that's important. If I can Facebook message them, if they don't reply to 2 Facebook messages, then I stop Facebook messaging them because that could block my account from Facebook. So I just keep note on that. If they're my VIP group on Facebook, and then how I met them. So the party, the mutual friend, or the contact place. Okay, so that's the first part up here. And then I have under personal info, their birthday to send out like birthday cards or whatever, their age, and I just put an approximate, like 20s, 40s, 60s, 80s, stuff like that. If they are married and their spouse's name, this is more for my VIP group, so I can start to get to know them and form relationships. If they have any kids, I put their ages and their names, and then what they do for work. And then I have a notes section on the bottom, and I've just written down stuff that I like to ask people as I get to know them. Okay, so this is what a blank one looks like right here, and you see the grayed out area? So I made that, and sticky notes fit on the side. And so this is the piece of paper I keep in the front of my binder, and I just have reminders for what each color sticky note means. And you can use whatever color sticky note you want, or just highlight a sticky note. I mean, you don't have to get all different colors if you don't want to, but my pink ones mean I need to do a 2-day follow-up. My purple sticky note means I need to do a 2-week follow-up, and the blue one means I need a 2-month follow-up. And then usually if they're past that, I start using like something like this, just to keep track of their VIP group stuff, if they're in the next catalog batch, that type of stuff. And I'll go into more detail about that. And then on the back, I have order history. So I have the date, what they ordered, what they paid for it, how it was mailed. So if I ordered it on Jamberry's site, if I shipped it directly myself, that type of stuff, so I can put tracking and all of that on the back. And so also I can just quickly just turn over the sheet of paper and see what they've ordered in the past, what I can recommend. And also it helps for application follow-up. I can see kind of what tips to send. So this is my cheat sheet. I keep it in the front of my binder, just like this. So when I'm following up and I'm on that sticky note, I know what I need to do. So now I'll show you guys how to use them. And I am going to use someone that I met at a vendor event. So you guys can kind of see real life application. Okay, so at the vendor event, she filled out this contact form with her information. We have the order form right here from her order, which I paper clip if I have a paper order form, until I know that they received it. Once they've received it, then I get rid of it, and I just have her ordering info on the back. This is just to protect me if it doesn't arrive, if they took it home and they say they never received it, just to cover yourself. Okay, so I transferred her info from this contact form onto the piece of paper. So now I can throw this away and I don't need to worry about losing tiny pieces of paper or keeping track of them and using them to follow up with. Because that system, let me show you guys. When I did bridal events, I spent so much time. This was ridiculous. I like taped them all into a notebook and wrote down when I contacted them. This is just a waste of time. Like, there's no need to do this. Just transfer them into the system you're using and stay with one system. Don't have tons of little papers all around, because I can tell you it's going to be a hot mess and you're not going to follow up. So transfer their info to a piece of paper, even if it's just a sample, or you met them at King Soopers, anything. Anyone that you're contacting about Jamberry goes in this binder. So this pink slip, I sent her a thank you. I sent her a catalog in the mail because she did not get one at the vendor event. I sent her the True Shine stuff by email, and I emailed her a thank you note. So I did that 2 days after I put the date on that sticky note. And then what you do, so this green folder, because right now we're in January. We're in the month of January, and we are in the first week of January. All of these papers in my green folder, I need to follow up with this week. So this is where this whole system becomes beautiful. So say I met, we'll just call her Susan. Say I met Susan today. She ordered today. I'm going to put her in this week because I need to follow up with her for that 2-day follow-up, which is thank you for your order. And if I will post, well, we have the info in our group, but I'll just post a reminder of the 222 system, the 2-day, 2-week, 2-month. So I need to keep that in week 1 before I send out her thank you card, send her the tracking info, all of that stuff needs to be done this week. So I'm going to keep her little paper in this week. So say tonight I send her the email, I send her thank you card out, all that stuff. The next time I need to follow up with her is the 2-week. So I'm going to look in my calendar. I'm going to pull up, and I just have my planner open when I'm doing follow-up in front of me. You guys, I'm sorry if this video is hard to see. Let me show you. So I have her in front of me like this. So I'll find today when I do her 2-day, and then now. So then that means she will go into week 3. So I emptied out all my papers so that I can show you guys. I will sort this later. Take her paper and move it into the week 3 folder. And then this step is optional. I have a list in my binder or my planner. I'm going to show you guys of everyone I need to follow up with that week. Not what they need, not what I need to follow up with, because that's all on their sheet. But just because I like crossing things off the list, I write everyone's name in this column who I need to follow up with this week. So when I'm working on follow-up, I can just cross them off as I go and stay on track. Okay, so say we're in week 3 of January now. I'm working through all of my follow-ups. Oh, I'm sorry. This is kind of, I'm a visual person, so I'll show you guys. So we're just going to pretend. Okay, so I am really doing well this week. I follow up with all of these people. So week 1 is now empty. So it means that I've done all the follow-up I need to do. And this is really helpful because when you don't know what to do for January, empty your folders, and this is going to make you money. Because it's people who want to buy. Okay, so then just pretend these are in their folders where they're supposed to be. What I'm going to do with this empty week 1, so say we're through this week, we're in a week 2 of January. So now this folder is first. We're going to move week 1 into April. So I have, remember I have the 12 pockets, the 3 sets. Guys, I'm sorry, this is really hard to explain. This is why I'm doing a video, so I can show you. So now April has week 1. February, or we're in week 2 of January. So I have these months or these weeks to go through and follow up, okay? And then we'll go to February. I have those weeks to do, March, etc. So you're on like this 3-month rolling folder process, I guess. So now that week 1 is done, we're going to move it after the week so that your papers can just keep flowing through the 2-day, 2-week, 2-month cycle. And then a question you may have is like, well, what if they're past the 2-month cycle? What I like doing, and what I'll show you, is moving them to the next catalog release. So like right here, before our catalog is released in March, I'm just keeping tons of papers right there that I'm going to send a new catalog to and use that as a form of follow-up. So I'm actually not putting anyone past March right now and just keeping March as my last day of contact to send them all a new catalog. So that's what's great about this, is that you can control where they go, where you need to follow up with. Say, I'm sorry, my nose is running. Say you need to take a week off. Just take out, like, say I'm going to be gone the 4th week in January. I'm just going to take out that folder and then put everyone in week 5 instead of week 4, so that I don't get behind and that I can manage my time well or follow up with them sooner. So this is great for time management. When you know you need to follow up, you just make sure on emptying your folder every week, and once you've followed up with people, put them the next time you need to follow up with them, and then keeping their little contact info sheets up to date. So let me see if you guys have any questions. No? Okay. Are any of you guys in here? It's okay if you're not. You guys can watch this later. So if you have questions, make sure to comment in that event, and I'm going to start answering questions. So Kathy says, what do you do when you follow up with someone and they haven't tried it yet? So I'm thinking after you've sent them a sample. I've waited a couple weeks to even a month and they still haven't tried them. What do you do then? I would change how you're sending samples. So I use an incentive for people to try their sample. I say, I'm giving away a free sheet of wraps this month. When you try your sample within a week of getting it, you're automatically entered. Or you're automatically qualified for free shipping when you send me a picture of your sample by such and such date. When you make a deadline for people to try it, they usually try it. If you just send it and the party's ended, they don't have money to order, their sample is just going to get lost. And I even have samples like that from other companies because they never followed up, or there was no really reason for me to try it because I got it after the party, and that's okay. But just keep following up with them, because I joined after a sample and she followed up with me. If I, just would have forgotten about the sample and never tried it, then I would have never joined. So remember that. Samples, just because they're not trying it or they didn't order, don't rule them out. Just put them in your little system. And like today, I followed up with some samples and was like, hey, I'm having a great event this weekend for the new spring wraps. Here are some of my favorites. What did you think of your sample? And then just wait and see if they respond. And if they stop responding to you after about, I would give it like 2 months, then I would put it on your new catalog system. Like I showed you right here where I have all my contacts for the new catalog. Just put them in there and just send them a new catalog with new samples. And if they still don't respond to you, then I would just put them on your email list and call it good. Okay, when you follow up with someone and they don't answer, do you leave it be or do you try again a couple weeks down the road? And if you do try again and nothing, then what? I always keep following up. Just because they don't answer does not mean that they're ignoring you. In fact, usually 100% of the time they're not ignoring you. They just don't feel a need to respond. So I would just keep following up, put them, I'll show you, where's the lady? She ordered, let's see, November 27th, didn't respond to my thank you. She read it, didn't respond, and so I did send her the thank you card, all of that stuff, and then 2 weeks later said, hey, how's your application going? Included a video. She read it, didn't respond, and then I just sent her an invite to my friends and family event, and she responded. Just because they're not responding doesn't mean they're ignoring you or they don't want to respond. They could have read it while they're out and about and forgot to respond, or they could just be shy. There's lots of reasons, but just don't assume that they're ignoring you. Just keep them in your system. And usually, if it's been like 6 or 9 months, I'll say my follow-up rule is to keep contacting you unless you tell me to stop. So unless people tell me, like, please stop contacting me, then I keep contacting them, but I've never really had that happen. How often do you follow up with people who you sent samples to that have never ordered or had a party? I've followed up with a lot of them, and they say that they liked it. I'm just not ready to do anything at this time. Okay, yeah, just keep following up. It just might be finances or you never know. Just get them in your VIP group, on your mailing list. Just keep them in the cycle because you never know when they may order, when finances may change. And then also talk to them about the opportunity because usually those are people that finances are tight. I was like that. I liked it. I didn't order. Finances were tight. I just lost my job. Ordering nail wraps was not in our budget. And neither was joining a direct sales company. But just think of that always in the back of your mind. If they tried it, they liked it, and they're not ordering. Okay. How often do you try to post in your VIP group? I don't overpost. I would say maximum twice a day. Like twice a day is a lot for me. I usually do like once a day, once every other day, but not a couple times a month. That's not enough. On my business page, I post 1 to 3 times a day. That's a little different. In my VIP group, since they get notified, I just always keep that in mind that every time I post in there, they're getting notified. And then I've been also brainstorming how to help you guys with your VIP groups. So let me know if you guys want a VIP, like, hey, try this, try that. A group to show you what to do in your group, an event in our team page, because I've been brainstorming that, and I just don't know how to help you guys with VIP groups without our entire team being in my VIP group. Okay, Kim, Jamberry Pay, they're mailing us a new card. Yes. If you get commissions within the last 3 months, you'll automatically get a card from them. And we'll pay from now on, be there. Yeah, I think, well, no. So if you registered for it, you'll get paid there. If you haven't registered for it, you'll get paid in ProPay. But the last date to Jamberry Pay is, I think, February 29th or something like that. I'm not really sure about the pay system, but I'll look into it. Let me know if that answered your question. Hi, Kathy. Kathy, did I answer your questions about follow-up with samples and all of that? Just comment if you're good or if you have any other questions about it. So hopefully this system show you guys what I've been using, how it works, how I like it. Yeah. Oh, okay, good. Yay. Okay, well, that's all. I don't have anything else. For follow-up, the method of contact, I just ask them how they prefer to be contacted and leave it at that. If they aren't responding by one way, then I'll try the other forms of contact I have, like say they like Facebook message, but in my sample thing, I ask for their email too. If they're not responding to my Facebook messages, I'll email them, and I usually get a response back. So sometimes people just don't have Messenger, and they just don't check it, which is fine. And so if you have permission to use other forms of contact info, use it. After you've tried their preferred method and gotten, I would say like 2 times you've tried to reach out and they're not responding, then I would try your other forms of contact. But what I like about my sample form and that type of stuff is it asks for their phone number and their email. So I can text them, call them, or email them if they're not responding to Facebook messages. So that's been nice for that form. Okay. I am talking to myself now. So I hope this was helpful. in the event, and I can record more videos. I hope you guys have a good night. I hope you have a good night. Bye.